Hey good people, you've seen this guitar cradled in my lap on a few videos. You know what it is. A lot of you have bought one, and a lot of you know that I have acclaimed this one to be the best bang for buck LP guitar, Les Paul style guitar made by IYV, the Korean company making out of Vietnam. And mostly selling on Amazon, although you can buy direct from them if you're willing to pay the overseas shipping costs of what is it, 118 a guitar, something like that. We've looked at many Les Pauls on this particular channel, and this one has sort of beat the competition out on pure value for money. Until recently, you could get this for around 180. The new price, because they've gone up, is $225. Is it still a good deal? I think so. I have to disclose that I've noticed a pattern with Amazon guitars. They sell these at 180, and the seconds and blems that they sell through the Amazon warehouse were going for 140, 160. And all of a sudden there's a jump up in price to 225, and then the seconds and blems that they sell in Amazon warehouse are now 185, which is the same price as the new ones were 2 weeks ago. I think, and this is just a guess, that when they get a glut, when they get a pile of second guitars to blow out, they do that price jump, so they get the same price for the seconds that they would have got 2 weeks prior, which is a bit of a trick from Amazon. I see it with other brands as well. I don't think it's unique to IYV or IYV. I've just noticed it and thought to disclose it. However, this has been sort of the reigning champion of bang for buck Les Paul guitars, but there is a challenger that I want to impress upon you. Now, I'm not going to play these because I've done exhaustive reviews of both of these guitars. And so you can go to those videos and see me playing these. This is a flame top emerald green model with the cream, the Jatoba fretboard, the typical inlays, trapezoid inlays, the painted back and neck, all mahogany body, maple top, probably a veneer, and the CNC pickups that come with the IYV guitars. What is now challenging this is a guitar that you can get from Rondo Music for $175. So this is the new cheap one. $175 plus shipping. So it'll be more like $200. So they're closer than what you might think. This is the SX Callisto. Somebody pointed out I pronounced it wrong on a previous video. It's not Callisto with an R, it's Callisto. This is an SX guitar. Now, with Rondo, if you wanted a Les Paul style guitar, Agile was the answer. And I originally wanted to try and find an Agile when I went for this one. And I noticed that for some reason, most of the models, Agile models left available on Rondo, were no longer Les Paul style guitars. They were more 7/8 string Ibanez looking guitars. There's still one or two that you can get Agiles, but the price has jumped up considerably, so you're looking more like 500, 600, 700 for those Agile Les Paul style guitars, which I'm not going to belittle because they're excellent, and they're probably still worth that amount of money when you can see that an Epiphone is going for 600, 700 these days. It's not too outrageous that Agile is charging that for their premium guitars, which are very, very well made, by the way. But I noticed that one of their other brands, more of a budget brand, SX, had this Callisto model that has a highly flamed finish that looks very, very similar to some of those Agile models. Maybe not the same fit and finish or parts, probably more cheaply assembled, but it piqued my curiosity, and the fact that they were $175 plus shipping, so about $205 if you buy from Rondo, being that those IYVs have gone up to $220, $225, this became a more interesting alternative, or as interesting alternative. And I bought one. And I did have an issue with this particular guitar. It had a bit of a crack in the neck that I was able to squeeze glue into and close up. You can't even see or feel it anymore. I could have sent it back, but I made a deal with Kurt at Rondo to keep it. And it feels like a new guitar. He gave me a little bit of a discount for the repair I had to do on it, which is, something I do quite often with people. Apart from that, I would say this rivals the IYV very much so. In fact, I can't tell you much difference between the two models in terms of quality. Now, I'm told this actually has a real cap on it, a 1/2-inch maple cap, which would make this obviously the winner, if that's the truth, but I haven't verified it yet. This also has a rosewood board, same style of trapezoid inlays, very similar headstock, and this has also painted with the blood red finish, a red burst finish. It's a really handsome guitar, and it feels about the same in weight. It came set up similarly, especially after I fixed that little problem. And I have to say that this now ties, or is neck and neck with the IYV model that I've been championing for quite a few videos. So I'm really impressed with this SX model. A couple of you mentioned it in the comments. I'll give you a little tip. If you go buy from Rondo, the shipping is, I think, about $30, $25 a guitar. So you're going to roughly pay $205. If you buy from eBay, it's like $30, $35 shipping. But for some reason on Reverb, the shipping is $18. So you get it for under $200. And that's just a little tip. So if you want one of these, check Reverb first to see if they've got any left, because for some reason the shipping's cheaper on there than even the Rondo site, the home site. So not sure why that is, but it's the case. But anyway, these two guitars certainly are the best bang for buck LP models out there. Let me move this out of the way slightly so you can see them. There's not a lot to choose from them in terms of quality. The materials are quite similar. The profile of the guitars is quite similar. This one has a sharper horn, the IYV. This is a more blunt, rounded horn on the SX. This one has a slightly longer neck foot on the IYV, and this one has a shorter neck foot, so there's a bit more of a step from the body to the neck. The headstocks are very, very similar, blacked out. The necks are very, very similar, this being Jatova and this being rosewood. However, I've had some of these IYV guitars with rosewood necks. So with IYV, I think they make small runs of these instruments because they make instruments for other people like Wolf, Harley Benton. They pump out these IYV labeled guitar, logoed guitars in small batches, and they just use whatever materials they have. So I see quite a lot of variance between the fretboard wood, sometimes the top wood, the flaming. I've had some of these that are quite plain, and I've had some that have high flame. So there is a little bit of variance. I don't know if it's the case with SX, I doubt it. However, Rondo also makes small batch guitar runs. So maybe from batch to batch you'll get some variance between the models. But anyway, this one's now in the running. So if you're interested, and I love this red flame burst, it's really nice. Can you see that? It looks kind of like the one that Wolf has, I've been interested in, but it's $479. This is $175. It'd be interesting to see if there's a $300 difference in quality. I know the Wolf guitars are excellent. Don't jump on me in the chat. I just haven't had a chance to pick one up. I hope to. However, this one looks very similar to the Red Burst AIO Wolf guitar, and I'm interested to know if there is a $300 difference in quality, if this is just an incredible deal. But anyway, I thought to do another review and compare these side by side. Right now, you can pick these up both for around $200, $220, and I think, although there's some other close models, we've had some good entries into this competition from Leo James and Sawtooth, Javier from Guitar Fetish as well. We've had a lot of good Les Paul models, and I hope to look at Licks Pro and some maybe a Firefly and some others as well. But right now, for the around $200, these are the best bang for buck that I've found so far. So just thought to do another review and to put this one on your radar, because now that this one's gone up, and I don't know how long that price will last. It may come down after they sell all the seconds off. Right now this SX is the cheapest, and I don't know how long that price will last either. So it's on their sale page on Rondo, which tells me it's a temporary price for this guitar. So if you're interested, grab one. For $200 shipped, I don't think you can beat it, unless you get this one, which is, just as good. So there you go. All right, see you on the next one.